ridiculous and whatever. But almost every.
And the third one is stay low. A little dash. Blow your legs up a little bit, but with that step down, you're not going to have that rebound or the pressure too, and get that blood flowing in there, but making sure you stay low in the box and stay nice and relaxed, because 15 minutes is a long time. The way these things are set up with the time domains between the reps is going to be important, because you don't want to run things too hard, but there isn't a lot of room to waste time, especially if you're in a lead individual.
This is just our first of two matchups. Noel Olson will have double later on. We're going to have Bethany Shepherd and Danielle Brandon. I'm ready, Chase is ready, the crowd is ready, we hope you're ready, the athletes are ready. Let's go down to the competition floor. Adrian Bond's going to get this thing kicked off.
Find your pre-owned vehicle now at BaxterAuto.com.
And with that, the 2022 Noble Project season is officially underway. Noel Olson on the left, Matt Veller on the right. 30 reps per round, 15 total minutes, and we start with those 3 wall walks.
And it's going to go quick, a lot quicker than some athletes may anticipate, especially when you're looking at just the 3 wall walks, because last year, that increasing rep range from 1, 3, 6, 9, 15, 21, that's where it really slammed the brakes on some people. But since it's only 3, you should be able to move through these fairly easily. You're not going to have much of an issue with dumbbell snatch or the box jump over. And again, I just want to commend the fact that we're mandating a step down, because in years past, the event that had box jumps in it, it came down to the speed of the box jump that dictated who would be successful here, and that forced people into a rebound that they probably shouldn't have been doing or comfortable. Now that we have a mandated step down, this allows for a more even playing field where fitness will take over as opposed to the structural integrity of your Achilles.
Noel Olson, the first man up with his own program here, about 1 ball rock, relatively high level. 15 in, 15 total minutes, 3 wall walks, and the 12 alternating dumbbell snatches. Same rules apply to the pass. You can't use your other arm to help. You can't have it on your hand. You can't be touching your body whatsoever. And there's 15 box jump overs. And again, that mandated step down. Noel Olson continues to lead here. 36 repetitions. The leader's name will be highlighted in red at the top of your screen. And the amount of repetitions he has completed will be in the white box. The number next to Matt Veller's name indicates how many reps he is in the Noel Olson. So that 3 rep lead right away out from Noel Olson here. This is the second round.
Second round, and we're just approaching the 2-minute mark. As he said, Sean, both Noah and Pat finished right over a minute, and that's 12 plus rounds if they kept that pace. The thing is, for your elite level athletes, if you think about this being an easier event because it's a light dumbbell for them, it's box step or box jump overs and wall walks, it doesn't make it easier, because that just means they're doing a lot more work than the rest of us.
Noel Olson continuing to maintain about 3 rep lead on Veller. Back now for his 3rd round of 3 wall walks. And here comes Matt Veller.
Again, the standard is you really need to make sure that you're getting your feet on the wall before your hands leave the tape. So the tape line, that yellow line, watch Noel Olson. Those fingers will come down to the line before he can bring his feet in.
Also done now with 9 total wall walks. Now for his 3rd set of all 3 dumbbells. That's just 50 pounds on the dumbbell for the head. Matt Veller maintains his position that he was in at the end of round 1, about 3 reps behind Noel Olson at 90 reps. Olson will be done with round 3.
As you look this unfold, as we're just 3 minutes into it, 15 minutes, and they're already in round 3, is that this is going to be a lot of sneaky volume for athletes who can do a lot of work here. And one thing you start to see take over is actually the posterior chain or the back side of the athlete. Look for Noah Pat land low. That's glutes, that's hamstrings, that's low back, and it's blowing up the quads. For a wall walk, although you're pushing and it's a pretty interior focus, which is more chest and abs, your low back starts to get really fatigued, and then the dumbbell snatches is all that posterior chain. So this is a lot of sneaky volume on the posterior side of the athletes they may not see just when you're being on camera.
Olson back to the wall. And here comes Matt Veller. So Veller a little bit closer to Olson, maybe shaving off his
match that Noah's done in less than 7 minutes. On the box jump side, that's 90 box jump overs, and we're not even at the halfway point. thing. If you want to have very efficient box jump overs, whether you face him or go laterally, watch Noah's front foot as he comes to the edge of the box. It's right there on the edge, and he immediately steps that off to the ground, about faces the box, and then hits on. Now for the box jumps, you can go sideways, you can go lateral, you can go face it. There's no rules there. The rule is that you have to step down, both feet must be on the box at the same time, and obviously you can't put your hands on your knees. But you see Felder do a step down as well. That is the key to an efficient box jump over.
Olsen into round number 7 as we have passed the halfway point of this 15-minute workout. Pat Felder in round 7 as well. You're looking for the pre-show. Look at these men. Pat Felder rolled wide open in the past. Olsen in 2016 did that. Pat Felder was the overall winner in 2020. Second time these guys have faced off in an open announcement. They went head-to-head 18-2.
They split those two, so this is the rubber match of open announcements between Noah Olsen and Pat Felder. And a lot of Olsen's speed came in early, but he's been able to hold on to that. And then Noah Olsen was notorious for starting incredibly fast in events in the past, but you know, he sure got up in 2019. He started to better strategize his competition. You know, he's an exciting kid, right? You get him all riled up, you can lose him in that strategy. And there's one thing he has shored up over the years. This being his 9th season as an individual.
Olsen into round number 8 through 210 total repetitions and counting as he gets started on his 8th round of 3 wall-walks. Here comes Pat Felder into round 8 as well, with less than 6 minutes to go before we hit the 15-minute top count. Here is another look at 22-24. 3 wall-walks, 12 alternating dumbbells matches, 50 pounds, and 35, 15 box jump overs with that mandated step down, 15 minutes in this workout.
I can't say enough how much I love that they've added to that, because when issues in the past in the open with the volume of box jumps and the intensity that you needed to qualify for regionals, and that's the thing, back in the day when the open went directly to the regionals, we call semifinals now, is that there was so much pressure to perform, and then you had to know, it's like, I won't be able to make it unless I rebound. Now the fact that everyone's on a playing field, I think is a wonderful addition from the programming as looking out for athlete safety, but still allowing these athletes to push the pace and keep the intensity high.
Pat Felder is able to shave a couple reps off of Noah Olsen's lead heading into this 8th round of box jump overs. 15 total reps here, so Felder back to 3, which is where he was in the first couple of rounds. Olsen
5.
doubled that lead for a little while now. Felder able to chew that a bit with less than 5 minutes to go.
And this is where the transitions are coming into play, because Noah's breathing a little bit heavier. Pat Felder's speed 1.1. That was 55 total wall-walks. Even though we've done a lot of work, they've only done 30 up until this point.
I mean, it's great to hear a live crowd get behind these men once again in these open announcements. Olsen and Felder dead even. Less than 2.5 minutes to go before we hit the 15-minute time gap, and Patrick Felder has moved slightly ahead of Noah Olsen.
Again, look how relaxed Pat Felder looks. He's focusing on his breathing. You can tell he's breathing a little bit out through the nose and through the mouth. And then another quick transition to the box.
And for the first time in this head-to-head matchup, Pat Felder has a lead on Noah Olsen.
I said, as you look at the body language between Pat Felder in the forecourt of the screen and Noah forecourt of the screen and Noah Olsen, Pat is just laser focused. Step down, foot down, hop up. Noah Olsen in the back, he'll hop up, take a step back, swing his arms back, take one of those breaths of like, okay, here we go again.
Felder now done with his 10th round. 90 seconds to go.
The way you look at it and shake out at the moment is that this is a huge closer event. This is one of those that you want to just find your rhythm of the workout in the first 3 rounds, there's plenty of time to do that. And then once you find that rhythm between wall walk snatches and box jump rollers, now put the intensity into that.
Feller done with his 11th set of wall walks. He's now done 33, and he gets back to the dumbbell. For what may be the final time, less than a minute to go as Pat Feller in the lead. He trailed Noah Olson for the majority of this workout, but in the last round, he was able to overtake Noah and is now continuing to progress himself as a man from Florida.
It's going to be pretty close. Feller had about 90 seconds after the last round, and if he kept the pace that he currently is on, he may have a shot to get back to that dumbbell. He's for sure going to be able to get back to the wall. It's going to be a matter of how many wall walks he can get in the time remaining.
20 seconds to go for Feller. He's looking to hit the 330 rep mark before he's finished with this round. Now 10 seconds to go. 3 seconds left. Feller's going to close out 11 total rounds, and he's going to win the head-to-head matchup with Noah Olson.
Honestly, from round 1 to round 11, it didn't look much different for Feller as far as execution and intensity while he was navigating his way through those rounds.
Impressive performance from Pat Feller, especially late in that workout, trailing the majority of the time. But in round number 10, he was able to overtake Noah Olson. There was his technique on the box jumps, and as you mentioned, it looked the same throughout the event, but especially late, that paid off for him.
And that's we're seeing right at the top. Efficiency is key. The one way you can derail your efficiency is putting way too much intensity in the beginning part of the workout. I love these movements because I would consider them rhythmic movements. There is a rhythm and a pattern to a wall walk. There is a rhythm and a breathing pattern to a dumbbell snatch. And there's no more rhythmic movement than this style of box jump roller. Pat settled into his rhythm early. No, I think just went out a little too long.
This is something we haven't seen for a while here. The athletes, thank you.